You had mentioned before in previous live streams that we did that Kurupt got sent home back in, I think it was 96, 95. I want to say 96. Can you speak on that a little bit? You don't have to, you go as in detail as you want, but, can you just clear up what happened and how long he was gone until he came back?
Kurupt is somebody that y'all got to understand that I really like. I even tap at Das. I like Das and Kurupt. I'll be honest. I really do like them. They were younger. Like I remember these guys are 22, maybe 23 at the most, 21, and like 95. They might even be younger than that, maybe 20 in 96. Kurupt got stupid. We sent him on why they did a junior high school, promotions at a junior high school. To this day, I don't know what was going on. But he went up to a junior high school. And as they all do, guess they pulled one of the little young girls under 14 at this event. And didn't come home for a couple of days. Parents found out. Oh, you got to put some blame on the parents too. But still a shook. Instead of Kurupt being in jail to this day for molestation or rape of a kid under 14 years of age, which is a major crime in the state of California. Somehow that never came to light and went away. But I was the one responsible for paying the lawsuit to the parents while I was in charge of the company, because they did sue us. Or was planning on suing us. I forget how to go, but they got paid out. And that's why Suge sent them home and said, I think you need to go and be with your mother for a little while. And it was mainly because Kurupt was a major alcoholic back then. You'd see Kurupt at 10 o'clock in the daytime, and he had a bottle of Hennessy in his hand. So yeah, that's what happened with Kurupt. Now, he did come back. This is how he came back. Kurupt was always, he sued. Kurupt was the smart one. He got with some guys from Philadelphia when he was at home, and they sued Death Row. Or no, he filed bankruptcy. He filed BK. And I guess when you file bankruptcy or BK, all contracts get dissolved. And our case went away. Our rights to him went away. Now, Kurupt also caused us another problem. It wasn't his fault. This is not his fault at all. But we had to pay out a judgment where this guy's from 60 Crips named the Broomfields, Lamont Broomfield and his brother Kenny Broomfield, sued us because they said that they had his rights when he was a juvenile. And Johnny Cochran dropped the ball on this. He didn't take the paperwork to get filed. And that's why Johnny Cochran owed this shit and did get files. They did the paperwork and the contracts, but it didn't get certified by the courts. Because when you're a juvenile, most of y'all don't know, the courts have to sign off on the agreement for any contracts that's done for anyone under the age of 18. And these guys came back and tried to say that they had him under contract and therefore took it from them. And I'll get into this later. That's the reason why we changed the name of our record company. But so we got a judgment for like $10 million. It was like, whoa, $10 million. The judge ended up dropping it to $4 million. And, you know, everybody said Reggie always doing a bad job. And guess what Reggie came up with for death row at that time? I had to mortgage the building and put a loan on the building and get some money. I had only $1.5 million loan on it, but I got it up to $3 million, $3.5 million. I had to go and get Jimmy to give me another $3 million advancement on an album. And that's when M part came around where, Reggie, I don't want to hear one word from you. You ain't gonna be taking no orders off my album, off that album. You ain't gonna be telling me this, telling me that. You're gonna let us control this album. If I give you this money, I said, okay. So I raised like $8.5 million to go and file this appeal bond for Kurupt judgment. Because y'all don't know, when you file an appeal bond, you got to have 1.5 times the amount to file an appeal on something. And so we did that. And but then your question was, when did Kurupt come back? He was at a radio station, 92.3 The Beat. Probably was up there with our boy that we did an interview with recently, Julio G, because that was his show. And he was up there, so, you know, I heard him on the radio. She was like, go up there and get him and bring him to the office. So me and probably Trey or Buntry or somebody, forget who was with me, we went up to the radio station, which was right down the street. Actually, right down the street from where Biggie where he got killed. They was in a radio station there on Wilshire. Went and got him. It was at, might wasn't a Beat, might was Power. Anyway, one of those record stations. Pulled him. Now that I think about it, it might have been with Big Boy and Power. But anyway, got him out of the station. Took him straight up to the office. And shit, Kurupt and Suge was back connected. Up until the point they did their album together. That's when Kurupt and Dad started dissing each other on record. And Kurupt did that interview that's been showing lately with Nina and Crooked Eye and Suge and on 106 in Park. From that time on, he was with us and until probably about 2005, 2006. And then Suge always had a little respect for him, because when he said Simon's Behind the Wall, you know, Locked Behind the Wall on that song he did, Behind the Wall, for the soundtrack to Oz, he was throwing a shout out to Big Suge on that. And so I think Suge kind of respected and liked that Kurupt did that. And so that was the incident with Kurupt. Like Kurupt. I like Kurupt, even though I just told this little story. Y'all be like, but I just set the record straight, put things out. And I tell my good, I tell my bad. That's Reggie. Don't like it, don't fuck with him.